Namaste, Eid Mubarak, Salam Alaikum. How is everybody today? In a happy Mubarak mood, I trust. Because it's a beautiful day. It's a day which marks the end of Ramzan or Ramadan, the month of holy fasting in Islam. And that was also the month in which the Quran was downloaded to Muhammad, the Prophet. So, indeed, a very holy month, and indeed, a very holy day today, which marks the end of fasting. And fasting, which ideally should be a fasting which is not just of 1 month, but a fasting that extends to the rest of our lives, because it should be a fasting of having fast from having bad thoughts, fast from doing bad actions, fast from going to wrong places, fast from having bad thoughts, fast from saying ill words, hurting people, right? So these are the kind of fasts that we need to keep, and not just for 1 month, but for the rest of our lives, because we all need it, right? So today I'm going to continue with the story that I told you yesterday, which was of Joseph, right? I told you the story of Joseph yesterday. No. Yesterday was the two parrots, Mr. and Mrs. Parrot. But I'm going to continue with the story of Joseph. Remember Joseph, who had the coat of colors, and how his brothers were envious and jealous, and then they sold him off to a slave merchant. He reaches Egypt, right? So Joseph, now I'm sure I've jogged your memories. So Joseph basically had to struggle for 13 years, okay, from the time that he was sold into slavery to the time he actually came and into a position of command, a position of honor, a position of high ranking. Like I told you, he was the second in command, and he reached a place and space that he was in charge of all the food grain and how it would be distributed in the country. And this was a very important job because there was this huge famine in Egypt that took place at that time. So Joseph, while he was by himself these 13 years away from his family, like I told you even that day, do you think he must have not felt alone? Do you feel he must have not felt isolated? Do you think he must have not felt like God has forsaken him? Of course he must have, because he too has come in a body that is made of flesh, that is made with all the flaws that we all have in us, all the fears that we have, right? But he kept the spark of his faith in the divine burning continuously. Like I said even the other day, he continued with his spiritual practice, he continued with his prayers to the divine, always knowing that this is happening to me for a reason which someday will be revealed. And so we come back to after the 13-year ordeal, and he is made into the prime minister. He has a position of such power. It so happened that Joseph's brothers came to Egypt during that time, because they too, like everybody else, were in need of grain, because there was famine everywhere. And like I told you, the Pharaoh had these dreams which Joseph had interpreted, and the dreams were all about this famine that was to come. And Joseph had interpreted rightly that the grain that was sowed in that year and for the next couple of years following was to be stored in anticipation of the famine that was going to come. So the Pharaoh had dreams which were predicting the future, and Joseph had read them and interpreted them right. So this was done. So Egypt was the only place that was plush and lush with grain. There was no issues of food there. So people were coming from all over, you know, to buy grain from them. And so too did his brothers. His brothers came there. Now, obviously, when the brothers came there, the brothers wouldn't recognize Joseph, right? Because firstly, it's been 13 years, he's really grown. Secondly, why would you even think or dream that the prime minister of Egypt could be your brother? Because you have sold him off as a slave. So according to you, he could be anywhere in the world, right? You will not even in your wildest dreams think that he could be the prime minister of that country. But Joseph recognized his brothers. He knew who they were, right? And now at that point in time, when Joseph is seeing his brothers, what do you think must have been running through his mind? Oh, this is a good chance now. They sold me off. Now is my turn to take revenge. You know, I will refuse them grain. I will imprison them. You know, I will trouble them. He's a human being, like I said again. So in a human being's mind, you can also have these thoughts running. But if you have been in touch with the higher power within you, if you are connected to your divine GPS, it will always guide you to the right thing. So his divine GPS said no. We will do no such thing. We will forgive them. And so Joseph went up to his brothers with outstretched arms. He hugged each one of them and he told them who he was. And then he gave them all the grain that they needed. He sent them back home to bring his aged father. He gave them lands so they could live comfortably for the rest of their lives. That is what Joseph did. He showed magnanimity of heart. He forgave them. And he blessed them by giving them all these beautiful things, abundance, so they could live the rest of their lives peacefully, right? Along with their father. So the point that I am trying to make here is that all of us in our lives have someone or maybe multiple people who are like Joseph's brothers, you know, who really resent us, who are just jealous of us for no reason. You know, you can be having that happen in your family. You could have friends who are like that. You could have a boss or co-workers who really have it out for you. You know how some people just want to make your life miserable no matter what, and you feel, I've done nothing to you, you know, why are you after me? So there are people like that in everyone's lives, I think. And if you don't have people like that, then God bless you, you know. But even though we have people like that in our lives, it is not in our place to decide that we should be punishing them. We should be vengeful, you know, we should look for means and ways in which we'll give it back to them, you know. No. We should be in a space of forgiveness. We should be in a space of, how can I bless this person, right? Because Joseph was patient. Joseph had faith. he was rewarded with such a huge, huge prize of becoming such a big man, bigger than his wildest dreams, right? So, in the same manner, we have to have the faith, we have to have the knowing that no matter what, however somebody is behaving with you, you know, whether they are disrespecting you, whether they are being mean, you get up. I have already told you this, you get up, you walk away from those places and spaces, you know. But you do not look for ways and means in which you are going to put them down. You know how it is, if there's somebody in our life who keeps, every time they meet us, they make snide remarks. You have all kinds of people, right? You can have somebody who makes snide remarks. There are people who will, if you have a name which is a little different, there are people who will make fun of you, or they'll call you by some name which really irritates you, you know, or they'll comment on your clothes always, or they'll comment on your weight always, right? And then we are, say, in a social setting where this is happening, and for some reason at that time when they're saying all this to us, our mouth will not open at all, correct? Yet when you go back home, you'll think of 10 different things which you could have said. Oh, I could have said this and he would have really given it back to him. I could have said that. But when the time comes, you're not able to do that, correct? So with people like that, you know, instead of going back home and then thinking, plotting and planning, no, next time I've decided I'm not going to take it, I'm really going to give it back to him. I'm going to say something very mean and rude back, you know. I'm going to pass a comment, maybe on something which is so private it should not be commented upon, and it will be hitting below the belt, you know. Think about it before you take such a step. Think about it. Do you think that the divine who has created this life, who has created you, who has created that person, your journeys, like we spoke yesterday about divine design, does not have a design in mind for you, for them? Do you think that they are not being watched constantly? You are being watched constantly. You are being monitored all the time, you know. And patience always pays off. Being silent always pays off. Go back home and then you pray for that person, you know, because people who need to do that to another person, people who need to be vindictive, people who need to put others down, to disrespect them somehow or the other, they are very sad people. There is such a huge hole inside that person, no matter who they may be and what place of power they may be in. You know, there is this, you remember Spider-Man, right? With great power comes great responsibility. That is what Spider-Man is told, right? Which is true. You know, you should know how to handle the power that is given to you, and we each have that in us. So in the same manner, Joseph went through all the travails, all the ordeals, correct, that he went through in his life. Why? Because God knew that there would come a day and a time in Egypt when this famine would happen, when there was needed somebody who had been through so much difficulty in his life, so much trouble in his life, that when God actually gave him this position of power, he would know how to use it wisely. He would not let it get to his head. he would empathize, he would be compassionate, which was what was needed at that time. That was not the time. If somebody else had somebody else been given the same power, they could have become completely corrupt, right? Selling the money, the grain for huge amounts of money to all the rich people, and then the poor would have nothing, correct? But no, Joseph was just in his ways. Why? Because this was a position given to him by the divine, and he was very clear about that. Very clear. He knew that it was none of his doing, it was divine grace. It was ordained that he would be in this position one day. And all the years of suffering were worth it, because he knew that his God, his Allah, his Bhagwan, his Yahweh, Ma, had not forsaken him, was always with him. He was biding his time. He knew that God had plans for him, but he had the patience to allow it to unfold. And so we too need to do that. We too need to do that. Instead of getting carried away, when you meet somebody like that and just letting off anything come out of your mouth when we are angry, right? Reconsider, because there is a greater, a much bigger power than us that is watching everything. And trust me, there is what they say that, there is divine hisab kitab happening. You don't have to do nothing about anything. It's like there are billions of cameras all around you at every point in time that are video recording what you're doing, and something even better than HD, so it's keeping record of not just your actions, it's keeping record of your thoughts, your words, your actions, your feelings, everything that you are emitting, everything that you are doing. It is such a precise computer that there is constantly tuck 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 tuck. This is being put out, so then tuck 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 tuck. Same thing will come back in some form or the other. We don't have to worry about people. We don't have to worry about our detractors. We don't have to worry about so-called enemies. I don't even like that word. It's not. I don't think it's. Anyway, it's right now we're using it to express something, but I don't think. Firstly, there's any such thing as enemies, because we're all souls. We're all on a journey, and whether you know it or you don't know it right now, one day you realize that these same people who maybe talk about you behind your back, who say things without any cause. I mean, some people just can't help themselves, right? It's like when I was a child, my Guru used to say, first Guru used to say that the ones who talk about you behind your back are like pigs eating shit, literally. And it's good for you, because we in India, we believe in karma. So he says, good, they're eating your karma, let them eat it. They're clearing you, cleaning you out, and they're accumulating, right? Because they're eating crap, literally. So let them do their thing. We are not judge and jury. We are not here to be that. We are here to merely proceed on our journeys in the best manner possible. We are here to do our very best. Like I said, we are here to reach our highest potential. We're not here to get stuck along the way. And if you get stuck also, please pray very hard to the divine and say, please help me. I don't want to be stuck like this. I don't want to have feelings which are not good for another. Help me, let me get rid of this from my being. Make me a clean slate completely, purify me, God. I don't want to harbor feelings of ill will towards anyone, because No matter what they have done or they are doing, it is only happening somewhere or the other to purify me, and I better start understanding what this is all about. You know, that is the reason why I'm here. And there is always, everything comes full circle, which is why I gave you the example of Joseph's story, because his life also came full circle, right? From being persecuted by his own brothers, sold, to coming back to such a big position of power, where he could have let it go to his head and he would have said, to hell with these guys. He could have actually even got his brothers executed. He could have done whatever he wanted, right? Because he was in that space at that time. God had given him that power, but he did not misuse it. He did not misuse it. He used it to better the lives of his family. He used it to bring God's blessings down upon them, you know, right? So, my message for today is this, that no matter who is harassing you, no matter who is your so called enemy in this life, know that they are not really your enemy. They are there for you to learn something. They are there so that you know that God has your back. That no matter what anybody is saying or doing, if you have the patience, if you have the faith, and you keep saying, God, I know you are there, I turn to you. Please help me. I don't wish to open my mouth and say something wrong that I will regret later. Please help me. Come into my interactions with them. I cannot do it by myself. I simply cannot do it by myself. Help me. You know, do the Ho'oponopono prayer. You know, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Because we don't know where that person is coming from. You may not even know, somewhere, somehow you have slighted them or you have made them feel upset over something. We don't know. It may not be this lifetime, it may be coming from another lifetime. So, if I've hurt you somewhere, I'm willing to say sorry to you. You know, let me be the bigger person. Let me say sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You know, send those vibrations out to those people because they need it. They need it. They are suffering. They have very poor self value. The ones who humiliate others, the ones who misuse their power. They actually internally feel very powerless. So they need to prove, you know, they are out to prove their power by using might, by using their words to slander, you know. So bless those people along their journeys because they need it. They need it, you know. They have faltered from the path. And how sad is it to be in that state, right? Think of what must be going on here in that person's mind. What would that person's mental state be? Somebody who is in that space of fighting, causing disruptions, being mean, you know, putting others down. It's such a sad space to be in. Bless them because they need it, you know. Even Jesus, remember? What did Jesus say when he was on the cross? He said, God, forgive them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't know what they are doing. Forgive them. They need it, you know. Forgive them. Send them your blessings. It's a very beautiful day which has now turned into evening, night, but it is a very Mubarak day. I would suggest that you start this practice from tonight itself. When you lay in bed, think about the people who have been mean to you from the beginning of your life till now, whoever comes to your mind. And as they come to your mind, release each one. to the divine light, to God, and say, God, please help me. I wish to forgive this person. I do not wish to carry the burden of whatever took place between me and them 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 10 days ago, whatever. Help me to release the burden. Help me to forgive them. Help me to send blessings down upon them, their families. May they prosper. I'm saying this and I'm getting like so much energy coming into my body right now, which is proof that it's the right thing. Please do it. Please do it. Just send your love from your heart. Even if you feel, Upasana, what are you saying? I am not feeling any love for this person. They've been so mean to me. They've been so horrible to me. I cannot bring it within myself to feel love. It's okay, darling. Fake it to make it. Say, God, I'm not feeling that love, but I want to feel it. I want to feel genuine. I want to feel pure when I interact with them next. I don't want to carry the baggage of everything that has gone on in the past between me and them. You do the Ho'oponopono. You just keep sending. Say, I as a human, my ego is coming in the way. I am not able to feel that love for you, beloved. But my soul knows better. The divine in me knows better. And I connect with those aspects of myself that are divine. And I call those aspects of myself forth. And I ask those aspects of me to forgive you, to bless you, to bring peace upon you and your families, to bring all good things to come into your life, to bring contentment into your heart, and for you to know that God dwells within you, and for you to know that you are loved, that you are cherished, that you are wanted by the divine. Wish all these things upon them in your own words. Don't take it upon yourself, your human personality self to do it, because I understand it's difficult. It's difficult. Sometimes we just don't feel it. So how do we do it, right? You ask for help. It is always there, waiting to come forth. So that, my dears, was the message for today on this beautiful evening of Eid ul-Fitr. Sending you loads of joy. Loads of joy, joy, joy. Peace, calm. Alright? Infinite love, infinite blessings. Namaste.